Hi, it's Ian, and welcome back to my 30 Days of Knife Skills. Thank you very much again for everyone who has donated so far. Today is day 18, and we are working with fava beans. So these came in just to the farmer's market recently, and it's one of those things that I might get maybe 2 or 3 times a year, only in this season. Very seasonal, and it's not something that I work constantly with. So anyway, the first thing to do with fava beans is, I think, agreed upon with everybody, which is to get them out of this big shell. So there's another shell on the inside, which we'll talk about in a second. But the first thing, what I do is I just bend it this way and then try to pull it so that the strings on both sides are coming off. And then that should allow this to open up this way. So we have the pod, we have the beans here. So one more, bending it this way, and then open it up, bending it this way, trying to get the strings on both sides, and then split it open, and then take out the beans. Okay, so pretty much everyone agrees upon that step. Traditionally, I think classically, people are advised to take these beans and blanch them and then shock them in cold water and then take off the outer layer, which is kind of tough and has a more bitter flavor. And then there's a whole bunch of other people who seem to say that that's not necessary and you're losing flavor. You're doing a bunch of extra work that is not needed, and there's a lot of fiber in there. There's flavor, and you're saving time by just leaving them on and cooking them maybe a little bit longer. So I see all kinds of opinions out there. The one thing that is definitely tricky is to try to, when they're completely raw, trying to peel this outer layer. That's something that I don't think anybody really recommends. You can see that it's kind of possible, but it's going to take many more times longer to do it that way. So here I have some beans that I blanched for 90 seconds and then shocked them in cold water for a few minutes until they were cold. And these should be much easier to peel. So there's this sprouting end, which usually I'll try to get underneath and try to get that one part off. And then if you get enough off, you can just squeeze it out, which I think is a nice, quick, easy way to do it. So one more time, here's the sprouting end, trying to take that off and then squeeze it out. And once you get into a rhythm and sort of know what you're going for, then it can go fairly fast like that. So these are cooked. They're lightly cooked and they're ready to eat like this. You could put them in a salad. Some people will say to put it in a pasta or mash it up like a hummus or put it in risotto or all kinds of different things. I was also looking up some Japanese websites. If you search in Japanese, these fava beans are called soramame. And when I was searching for recipes, there's a lot of creative ideas when you look it up in Japanese. So maybe there are more ideas kind of in that search realm. One of the ones I just saw today was a snack that said it'll keep the beer flowing, which was a mixture of these peeled soramame or fava beans mixed with Parmesan cheese, some garlic, sauteed garlic, and little lemon juice, olive oil, and black pepper. So it kind of becomes like a little snack that you would put out almost like edamame in a bowl and sort of as a little little accompaniment to your beer or wine or whatever you're having. So this, once it's cooked, I think it's your choice of what to do. Once they're chilled, you can just eat them as is, or put them back in a pan and maybe saute them. And you can try both ways. I think possibly the smaller ones like this, if there's a smaller pod, like this one is kind of on the smaller side, maybe the skin, I haven't really tested it out, but these smaller, greener ones, perhaps the skin is not as tough as the larger ones, so maybe you can get away with just cooking these as is. Or if they're the bigger ones, you might have to just cook them longer than you would the peeled ones. So fava beans are really good. They're very seasonal, and it's kind of fun to peel them because the inside has this kind of fuzzy stuff. So yeah, it's I think it's worth giving it a shot. I think it is worth peeling them and trying some different recipes. I think with these tonight, I have some pasta. One of my favorite pastas is called orecchiette, which sort of looks like this. If you've seen it, it's like a round, looks like a little shell. It's one of my favorite pasta shapes. So I think I also made some fresh pesto the other day. So I think orecchiette with fava beans and maybe a little lemon juice, olive oil, pesto might be a good thing to try today later on. So I might be doing that. But yeah, I think it is worth the effort, and it's kind of fun. One funny thing is that I did not use this knife at all today. It was just a bunch of working with the hands. So since I have a knife, I think I'll just cut these up into smaller pieces so they fit into my container, which will go out to the compost later, just so that I am actually using a knife skill here. And it's not, only peeling. There's a chance, I haven't tried it, there's a chance that you could take off this first part with a knife before squeezing it, but I don't think that makes it any faster. So anyway, that's soromame or fava beans. Let me know if you have any questions, and we'll see you on the next one.